The biome that we will be covering is the open ocean. My name is Advik.
My name is Arnav.
And my name is Sricharan.
The first thing we will be covering is a general overview of the open ocean biome. The open ocean biome consists of the pelagic and benthic provinces. The pelagic province is the water over continental shelves and it goes from sea level to about 11,000 feet below sea level. Most species are found on these continental shelves, and the sunlight needed for photosynthesis only goes about 200 meters down. The benthic province is also known as the ocean floor. It is mostly unexplored, and we don't know much about it at the current moment. The open ocean does not touch any shore or coastal area as well, meaning it is completely surrounded by water. It is also the largest ecosystem on Earth, covering about 70% of it. The open ocean also contains geographical features known as seamounts and hydrothermal vents. Seamounts are undersea mountains that are 1,000 feet or more in height, and the tip of the seamount still remains below the sea level. And hydrothermal vents are mineral rich seawater heated by geothermal energy, which comes out from an opening within the ocean floor. So, that is most of the information that you need to know about the open ocean. The example we chose for this biome was the Sargasso Sea. I will now be handing it over to Arnav, who will explain about it more in depth.
Thank you, Advik. So, our region is the Sargasso Sea, which is located in the northern Atlantic Ocean. The sea has clear blue water, which helps sun rays go deep into the sea. It is the only ocean in the entire world that does not surrounded by land. It is only surrounded by water. Also, it is called the Sargasso Sea because of sargassum, which is a seaweed present on its which floats on the water. It protects the small organisms from predators by giving them shelter and helping them camouflage, which allows for a lot of the biodiversity in the
Also, this
region.
plant like seaweed organism floats on the water instead of being attached to the ocean floor like most plants are. So, now here are some characteristics of the region. First, it is massive in size, it is approximately 2 million square miles big. Next up is migration. So basically, a lot of European and American eels travel thousands of miles to come here for the warm water to make sure that their eggs hatch safely. And our third point was because the sargassum protects the smaller organism, there's a lot of biodiversity in the sea. Because it does not touch any land, its size cannot be measured, it cannot be fixed, and it the size of this region changes depending on the ocean current, which is what makes it unique from other regions that fall under the same biome. It is also called the golden rainforest because of the sargassum that covers the water, which makes it appear golden. And it is also referred to as rainforest because it is home to so many organisms, hence the name golden rainforest. Now, my friend Advik will present the next few slides.
The organism that we chose for the Sargasso Sea was the Atlantic bluefin tuna. One of the adaptations that the bluefin tuna has made in order to survive its environment is using specific swimming methods. By this I mean while diving, it glides more passively, and while ascending, it swims more actively. It also has special genes to help maintain homeostasis in its muscles and heart, so during chillier environments or colder times, it can continue to function without fail. The final adaptation I will be talking about is switching between searching patterns. One searching pattern has the speed and rotation or turning being adjusted at the same time, and another one has it at different times or not as closely correlated. This helps in energy efficiency and allows it to have two different searching patterns for different purposes. I will now be handing it over to Sricharan to talk about the AI picture of this fish.
Here we have the AI image of the Atlantic bluefin tuna, and here's some critiques on how accurate or inaccurate the image is. First, the accurate parts. The tuna shape and color are realistic for the species, and the background includes the mackerel and herring that makes sense because they live in the same area. The dolphins are also shown in like the same level as they also live in the same area. And next to inaccuracies, the seabirds are shown diving with their wings out, which isn't actually how they swim underwater. The scene is also a little bit too bright for the cold and dark habitat where bluefin tuna usually live. And finally, the bluefin tuna is shown alone, which is untrue because in reality, most of them travel in schools or in groups. If the bluefin tuna were to be placed into a different habitat, such as the Amazon River in the rainforest biome, it would have multiple challenges surviving. Although the Amazon River hosts hundreds of different fish species inside of it, its water is fresh water and not salt water, and this would in turn disrupt their salt balance. The narrow river walls and shallow waters compared to the Atlantic Ocean would also lack the space that the fishes need for swimming, hunting, and breeding. Another habitat where the bluefin tuna would have trouble surviving is a warm coral reef biome, like this one in the Caribbean. Coral reefs are almost always shallow, warm, and crowded with obstacles. Along with this, bluefin tuna usually prefer cooler and deeper waters, and these reefs just don't offer the same open space for long distance swimming. Another habitat where the bluefin tuna would have trouble surviving is a warm coral reef biome, like this one in the Caribbean. Coral reefs are almost always shallow, warm, and crowded with obstacles. Along with this, bluefin tuna usually prefer cooler and deeper waters, and these reefs just don't offer the same open space for long distance swimming. And the conditions here are much more reminiscent of the bluefin tuna's preferred conditions, as the water is cold and salty. The major difference here is that the prey here is limited, and sea ice blocks most of the long migration routes that bluefin tuna use, and a species that is built for long ocean journeys and migrations like these just wouldn't be able to thrive in this area.
These are our sources, and thank you so much for watching.